Hello and thank you very much for tuning in to this new trip report. In today's video, a flight I've been waiting on for a very long time. We'll be flying with British Airways in first class on the Boeing 747. Definitely one of my favorite type of aircraft. We'll be flying from London Heathrow through to Miami. Also, let's have a look at the lounges in Terminal 3. I'll leave some timed markers down in the description below. So, if you'd rather skip straight to the flight, you can do it down there. But for now, enjoy the video. When I booked this flight, I expected to have access to the famous BA Concorde Room in Terminal 5. However, leaving from Terminal 3 instead, I had a much greater selection of OneWorld lounges to choose from. I decided to go lounge hopping. So I started off in Cathay Pacific's lounge. I absolutely love a quick shower, especially between two flights. I was recommended to use the showers here, and I must say, they're definitely the best airport showers I've seen so far. All necessary amenities and towels are provided. The Cathay First Class lounge is very quiet and has a great view on incoming aircraft. And if you're like me and you love Asian food, you're in for a treat in the a la carte dining room. I opted for the hot smoked salmon, dim sum basket, teriyaki chicken skewers, and the slow roasted lamb. Both the service and the food here were excellent. Then it was time to carry on to the Qantas lounge, another airline in the OneWorld alliance. Unfortunately, I've never flown with Qantas before, but I'm very eager to do so. The Qantas lounge has no separate area for first class passengers, but they do have a separate wine menu. I, however, decided to go for a drink from their broad selection of gins. I got the 4 Pillars Rare recommended to me, because apparently, according to the barmaid, it was Qantas' iconic G&T.
Welcome to You First, the British Airways First Priority Assistance line.
What you just heard is the dedicated hotline for first class passengers. Here you can ask pretty much anything related to your trip, including booking a 20-minute complimentary massage at the Elemis Spa and your private cabana in the Concorde Room if you depart from Terminal 5. It is recommended to book these far in advance because there's only limited space. The Elemis Spa is located in both Terminal 3 and 5. And ultimately, there was just enough time to hop into the BA Gallery's first lounge. There's a great selection of spirits, champagne, and especially wine on offer here. BA, like Cathay Pacific, do offer a la carte dining here too. But having just eaten, I decided to stick with a glass of wine. Well, maybe you don't have the Concorde Room in Terminal 3, but instead you get 4 other lounges in return. There's also the American Airlines lounge you have access to here. But it was time to go to my gate. It's a short walk to the gate, and quite unexpectedly, instead of boarding the aircraft immediately, there's some sort of waiting room between the gate and the aircraft. After about a 15-minute wait, we finally got to go on board. At the door, you present your boarding pass and one of the crew will guide you to your seat, which is located all the way in the nose of this Boeing 747. A total of 14 open suites, of which only a handful was occupied. I'll tell you all about the seats in a minute. This is going to be a great flight.
In an evacuation
approaches, you must move quickly to the closest usable exit, taking nothing with you.
I'm feeling shaken and stirred. Joanna, have you done rock work before?
After a funny security video and a noisy takeoff, we got above the clouds. British humor, you either get it or you don't. You get a pair of noise-cancelling headphones and an amenity kit, which is made in partnership with Liberty London. In it, you'll find a razor with shaving gel, a hairbrush and comb, toothbrush with toothpaste, an eye mask, socks and earplugs, as well as moisturizer, lip balm, and my favorite, a pen. Now, I'm not an audiophile like Jeb Brooks is, for instance, but the quality of these headphones were just good enough for me. Also, you get a pair of pajamas, and I absolutely love them. And of course, the only way I can put these on is with a cheesy YouTube transition. After takeoff, a la carte lunch is served. I'll make sure to add the food and drinks menu all the way at the end of the video. The table is nicely made and the food is served quickly and very nicely presented. If you're traveling in Paris, you can sit together in one suite, but I can only imagine that can be quite cramped. The lunch consists of 4 courses, a pre-appetizer, a starter, for which I chose the baked camembert cheese, a main course, lobster with potatoes and peas, which is nicely paired with a good glass of white wine, and finally dessert, a warm chocolate and nut tart. The food is absolutely delicious. Let's have a quick tour through the first class cabin. All the seats offer direct aisle access, and unlike BA Club ruled, all seats face forward. They're very spacious and feel private due to the layout, but there are no doors to increase privacy. The entertainment system can be controlled with an ancient remote or a touchscreen. To make yourself even more comfortable, you can lower the footrest. There's a reasonable amount of recent films available, but it takes a lot of patience to pick one because of the slow response time of the screen. If you want to catch some sleep, you can ask the crew to convert your seat into a bed while you brush your teeth. After almost 5 hours of sleep, we were about an hour away from Miami. At this point, I asked the crew to turn the bed back into a seat, and they asked me whether I wanted to eat something again. They serve some tasty sandwiches, which you can also find in the menu at the end of the video. And it wouldn't be British Airways if it wouldn't be served with tea. After that, also a classic Bakewell tart, a macaron and an eclair was served. And lastly, some buttermilk scones with clotted cream. Very delicious. Since we almost started our descent, it was time for me to get ready and back into my normal clothes. I really like the real rows the BA puts in the lavatories. Also, there's a window here, but there wasn't much to see. Well, finally, let's have a quick look at the seat layout. The seat controls are in very easy reach. It shows a green light when the seat is in upright position. Also, you'll find the controls for the automatic window blinds here. There's also some reading material like the duty-free magazine and the first class guide. Getting the tray table is a bit convenient if you have a lot of stuff on your table just like me. Down below, there's a universal power socket, which you cannot use when the seat is fully flat. But if you do need to charge your phone, you can use the USB port in the TV screen. And you can store your jacket and your shoes and some other stuff in the closet here. Besides that, the only real storage space is in the overhead compartments. And that wraps up our extra long trip report on BA First Class on the Boeing 747. I'm so grateful that I got to experience something that usually seems so far out of reach. For this flight, I literally spent all of my Avios, and it definitely has been an experience that I will never forget. Again, if you want to read the menu, you can see it just right after the landing footage. It has been a great year of flying, and I cannot wait for what 2019 will bring. If you're new to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next year.